The San Francisco 49ers are entering one of the most fascinating and potentially pivotal off-seasons in recent franchise history, and the buzz swirling around the front office right now feels less like idle chatter and more like the early tremors before a structural shift. This is an organization that has built a reputation for stability under the leadership of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, a partnership that has delivered multiple deep playoff runs and sustained contention in a brutally competitive conference. But stability in the NFL is fragile, and even the most successful operations constantly search for marginal gains. The latest reports suggest internal discussions about bringing in a new figure who would function as a day-to-day general manager, effectively reshaping the power structure without detonating it. That nuance matters, because this isn't about cleaning house. It's about evolution, not revolution. What makes this rumor especially intriguing is the implication that the current structure may be stretched by the sheer complexity of running a modern contender. Lynch has operated as both the public face of the front office and the chief roster architect, while Shanahan has maintained enormous influence over personnel decisions as the offensive mastermind and head coach. If a new executive were inserted between them in a traditional general manager role, it could redistribute responsibilities in a way that allows each leader to specialize. Lynch could focus on long-term organizational vision and league relationships. Shanahan could concentrate even more on football strategy and player development. And a new GM could handle the relentless daily grind of roster management, contract negotiations, and scouting coordination. In theory, that kind of structure could sharpen efficiency rather than dilute authority. At the same time, introducing a new power broker into a functioning hierarchy carries risk. The 49ers' success has been rooted in alignment from ownership down to the locker room, with Jed York empowering Lynch and Shanahan to operate with rare continuity. Altering that chemistry could create friction where none previously existed. Even if everyone publicly embraces the change, the reality of competing voices in draft rooms and free agency meetings can complicate decision-making. The NFL is full of examples where layered authority led to paralysis instead of progress. The question the 49ers must answer is whether the benefits of specialization outweigh the dangers of diluted clarity. Another layer to this story is timing. The fact that such conversations are happening now, in the narrow window before the scouting combine and free agency, suggests urgency. This is when teams finalize draft boards, evaluate roster holes, and map out financial strategies. Bringing in a new executive at this stage would immediately influence those plans, potentially reshaping the way the team approaches everything from quarterback depth to defensive line rotation. It would also signal that the organization believes incremental tweaks could be the difference between another near miss and a championship breakthrough. When a team has been knocking on the door for years, patience can start to feel like stagnation. And then there's the human element. Lynch is widely respected across the league as a Hall of Fame player turned executive who helped restore credibility to a proud franchise. Moving him away from the traditional GM role, even if framed as a promotion to president of football operations, would inevitably raise questions about perception. Titles matter in the NFL, not just internally, but in how agents, players, and other teams interpret the chain of command. If this shift happens, the messaging will be crucial. It must feel like an expansion of leadership rather than a redistribution born from dissatisfaction. While the front office rumors dominate headlines, another development underscores how fluid this offseason could be. Tight ends coach and run game coordinator Brian Fleury drawing interest for an offensive coordinator position elsewhere. Coaching staff movement is the lifeblood of successful franchises, a sign that other teams want to replicate what you've built. But it also creates continuity challenges. Shanahan's offense relies on precise teaching and philosophical cohesion, especially in the run game that has defined the 49ers' identity. Losing a key assistant would force adjustments, whether through internal promotion or an external hire who must quickly absorb the system's intricacies. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the forces shaping the 49ers' future, now is the moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because this offseason could redefine the franchise for years to come, and you won't want to miss a single development. Zooming out, the broader context is a team balancing urgency with sustainability. The roster is talented but expensive. The window is open but not infinite, and the NFC landscape is evolving as rivals reload. Every structural decision in the front office echoes onto the field. A new GM could influence draft philosophy, perhaps emphasizing long-term cap flexibility over splashy trades. It could affect how aggressively the team pursues veteran reinforcements or how patient they are with developing young players. Even subtle shifts in evaluation criteria can alter the roster's trajectory over multiple seasons. There is also the philosophical question of voice. Shanahan has long been described as the most influential figure in football operations, a coach whose vision shapes personnel choices as much as scheme. Formalizing that reality within a new hierarchy could actually clarify accountability. If everyone understands who has final say in specific areas, conflicts can be resolved more cleanly. But if the lines blur, disagreements could linger beneath the surface. The success of any restructured model would depend on trust, communication, and a shared commitment to the same championship blueprint. Fans should also consider what this says about ownership's mindset. York has shown patience uncommon in today's NFL, resisting the impulse to overhaul leadership after disappointing finishes. Entertaining structural adjustments instead of sweeping changes suggests confidence in the foundation already built. It's a calculated attempt to optimize rather than reset. For a franchise with 5 Lombardi trophies in its history, the expectation is not merely to compete, but to finish the job. Near misses can be motivating, but they can also prompt introspection about what small edge might have been missing. As the scouting combine approaches, every microphone placed in front of Lynch or Shanahan will carry the weight of these rumors. Even a carefully worded non-answer will be dissected for clues. And if an announcement comes before those questions are asked, it will confirm that the whispers were the prelude to a deliberate plan. Until then, the uncertainty itself becomes part of the off-season drama, a reminder that in the NFL, silence often speaks as loudly as action. Ultimately, the 49ers stand at a crossroads that most franchises would envy. They are not searching for relevance, but for the final step. Whether that step involves a new general manager, a reshaped leadership model, or simply reaffirming the current structure, the decision will ripple through every layer of the organization. Championships are rarely won by standing still, yet they can be lost by changing too much. Navigating that paradox is the art of team building at the highest level. If you believe the 49ers are on the verge of a bold move that could finally push them over the top, drop a comment with your prediction and share this video with every member of the faithful, because the next few weeks may reveal exactly how this franchise plans to chase its 6th Super Bowl title.